Hello, 7th and 8th grade violinists. This is Skill Builder 9, and today we're going to start looking at A Day at Disneyland. This is the piece that we're going to play with all of our string players in grades 6 through 12, which is really exciting. And as you're taking a look at the music, you're probably noticing there's a lot there, and it might be a little bit more challenging than what we have done in class. And so the game plan is that over the next several weeks, we will learn this in small chunks. So don't feel overwhelmed. We're going to start today just by doing measures 1 through 37, and then I'll give you the week to work on it, and next day 1, we will start to work on it in class together. I also have play-alongs up on YouTube, and we'll share them in the Google Classroom of just those small sections. So you can find just measures 1 through 37 as with everybody playing together, and then you can look for just your part. Now make sure when you look up your part that you are all looking for violin 2. So all of my 7th grade and all of my 8th grade violins are playing the violin 2 part, and then all of my high school violins are playing violin 1. And it makes it a little bit easier for us to learn it as a group that way if we keep everyone on the same part. And so we're going to get going with this, measures 1 through 37. But the first thing we should always do when we start a new piece of music is to take a look at the key signature and the time signature. And I will warn you that in this piece, almost every section we do will either have a different key signature or time signature as the section before. So every week we will start out by looking at these two things. So right off the bat, I see my key signature has 1 sharp. And as a 7th or 8th grader, you should know that means that F sharp is in the key signature. And that should trigger something in your brain that says, that means all of my C's are natural. And so anytime you see a C, unless there is an accidental next to it, you are going to play it as a C natural, low 2 on the A string. And I actually see one right away in the first line, so we'll really be thinking about that as we go along. I also see that my time signature is 6-8. This is why we've been spending so much time over the last couple of weeks talking about 6-8, because it was totally new for, I think, everyone in our class. And it's something that not only is in this section, but it comes back later in the piece, and so I want you to be comfortable playing in 6-8. Now again, this is a really tough skill, and so if you're still having a hard time, don't feel bad about it. By the time the concert comes around, I promise you will be feeling much more comfortable playing in 6-8. So let's start, we'll just do the first line here. And hopefully looking at some of these rhythms, you're feeling okay about reading them. Remember, our 8th note is the note that gets the beat. And so we're either counting each 8th note with a number, or we're giving notes that have more than 1 8th note the value of 8th notes that are in them. Like for example, I see a dotted quarter note that's worth 3 8th notes. Now eventually this will be much faster, but we're going to take it slow from the beginning here. So my first 3 notes are 8th notes, so those just get beats 1, 2, 3. Then I have my dotted quarter note. That's the 3-beat note I was just talking about. That gets beats 4, 5, and 6, but it's also tied to a dotted half note, a 6-beat note. And so that full note there from the end of measure 1 into measure 2 is actually 9 beats. Now it will be 9 very quick beats, but know that that's going to be 9 8th notes worth of music. Measure 3 should be super simple. It's just 6 8th notes. And then measures 4 and 5 have 3-beat notes, dotted quarter notes. When we put it all together slowly, it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, hopefully that made sense. Hopefully you also caught that C natural. Now, like I said, eventually it will be faster. Let's take it a little bit faster, but not the full tempo that it's going to be. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice job. Excellent. Okay, then you have a little bit 3.5 measures of rest. And then at measure 9, you can see it says this is the Mickey Mouse March. You can look this up on YouTube to see a cool video of the Mickey Mouse March. There's a cartoon that goes along with this song. But we'll jump right into playing this, and hopefully you recognize this pattern of rhythm and bowing. This is hooked bowing, which we talked about in the last skill builder, in skill builder 8. And so you can see the quarter followed by eighth note pattern, and they are connected. Now in this case, they actually have not included the staccato marking under the eighth note, but I still want you to play this like hooked bowing. This is just another way that you sometimes will see hooked bowing written. And then it's down, down, up, up. So as I play this, we got some good practice with that last week. Looking through my notes, measures 9 and 10 are simple. Measure 11 is a C, but it has an accidental. It has a C sharp. So when you play that note on the G string, it's a high 3, an extended third finger. And then in measure 12, it goes back to C natural. So then it'll be a regular 3. So you're playing high 3 for all of measure 11 and then regular 3 for measure 12. Measure 13 is easy. Measure 14, we have 2 E's and then an E flat. So regular 1 and then an E flat, a low 1. And then the rest of it is notes we know. There is a first and second ending at 16 and 17. Right now I'm going to start at measure 9 and play into the first ending, measure 16. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, ready, and here we go. 4, 5, 6. 6. All right. Then, of course, you would go back and repeat it, and the second time you would go to the second ending. Measure 18, the rhythm should look pretty simple in this particular part, and it's going to be hard because we don't have these other sections with us right now, but you are the echo, and so the cellos, and I think maybe the cellos and bass, and maybe viola, but I can't remember for sure, are playing something in the beats that you rest, and then you come in for 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That measure 18 and 19. I bet we can play together from 18 all the way to the 26 pretty easily. So I'll count to 6 and then we'll rest for our 3 beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, great job. And then hopefully you see measure 26 is the same thing as measure 9. The only difference is when we get to 32, we are sustaining some long 6-beat dotted half notes with accents. So when you get to 32, put a little oomph at the beginning of each of those notes. And then at 34, the time signature changes. We are back to 4-4. I said 34, I meant 36, sorry. At 36, it goes back to 4-4. You don't play for 36, but you have a very important part at 37. In fact, you're one of the only sections at 37 that has moving notes. And it actually slows down in 37, so you're going to have to look up at me to know how fast to play these notes in 37. Luckily, they are pretty simple notes. D, E, and then there's an accidental on that F, so it's an F natural, a low 2. So if you look up at me when I'm conducting, I'll go 1, 2, 3. Okay? So that's the whole thing. Hopefully you see there's a lot of repeats. It's a lot of the stuff that we've been working on. That's why we spent a week working on 6/8 rhythms, and then last week we spent a lot of time on that hooked bowing. So hopefully this is somewhat comfortable for you. We are going super slow right now, and so what I'd like to do, I'll play it slowly so you can have a chance to get all the way through from 1 to 37, but then I'll go back and play it a little bit faster, so if you're ready for that challenge, you can give it a try. Okay, so here I go, slow from the beginning with the repeat. I will be taking the repeat. So 1, 2, 3, ready, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, ready, and here we go. Four, five, six. Low one. Second ending. 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. All right, so if you were kind of struggling to keep up with me there, this would be a really good time to pause and go back and work on some of these sections. As 7th and 8th graders, you should have some really good practice strategies to work through hard things on your own. And then once you're comfortable with it, come back, play it with me slow. And now I'm going to go on to do it quickly, but don't move on to playing it with me quickly until you can do it slow. Okay, so here we go from the beginning. Not quite the tempo that the high schoolers are going yet, but pretty close to it. So just to give you an idea, this is how fast it's supposed to go. But let's not go quite that fast right now, okay? So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, ready, and here we go. 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, ready, and. Back to 9. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Awesome, so that's measures 1 through 37 of A Day at Disneyland. We will pick up with 38 next time, but remember, spend this week on your own working on it so that way on day 1 in class, you're ready to go and be a good leader for everyone else when we work on this together. All right, everyone have a great day, and I will see you in class.